home, but I want to make sure we're all. Okay, are we good? Hello, everybody. This is our preschool primary resource committee meeting number 2. This meeting is open to the public, and we encourage and welcome members of our community to observe. We are going to start with 1.1, call to order and introductions. I would like to call our meeting to order at 4:32. Before we begin introductions, please remember to use a microphone when speaking, as our meeting is being recorded for public viewing. I'll start the introductions. Welcome, I am Zuzana Finn, Curriculum and Instruction Coordinator.
Tiffany Height, preschool parent.
Rena Malkowski, inclusion teacher.
Anna Hunter, developmental preschool teacher.
Marissa McWhorter, developmental preschool teacher.
Nicole Hampton, inclusion preschool teacher.
Chelsea John, inclusion preschool teacher.
Erica Lilienthal, developmental preschool teacher.
Katie Jacobs, ELN assessment coordinator.
Lindsay Patrick, Blue Horizons instructional coach.
Melissa Soche, Blue Horizons instructional coach.
Tara Cook, preschool coordinator.
Stephanie Church, special ed coordinator.
We'll be moving to the agenda item 1.2, purpose and outcomes. Our purpose is to recommend resources that will support and enrich the curriculum, considering the varied interests, abilities, learning styles, and maturity levels of the students we serve. As a committee, we will place principle above personal opinion and reason above prejudice in recommending the highest quality resources to ensure a comprehensive collection appropriate for the complete education of all students. The outcomes are to discuss overall findings while evaluating the resources and to determine the top 2 preschool primary resources based on rubric scores. Now we're moving to agenda item 1.3, evaluation of submitted pre-K primary instructional resources. Our next task is to individually score all preschool primary instructional resources. Copies of the rubrics have been printed and are available for you. Some of you have already started working on them. Please follow these steps. So number 1, use a separate rubric for each resource. We have 4 resources total, so you should have 4 copies of the rubric. Label the resource at the top of the page. Add your name to it. Provide feedback for all descriptors. So please make sure that you check that every single descriptor is scored and you're not leaving anything blank. Once you have filled out the rubric, please bring it to Cindy for score generation. She's sitting over there. You do not have to wait till all 4 rubrics are completed. Once you have one done, just give it to her so she can start inputting the scores. And we can start doing just that. And so many of them. standards, we have a couple of copies of those. You can get a bunch of them. But you guys are the experts, so this is the client. Right? Oh, yes. How about tell? I think it was one of the two. Let me check it. Then see what I can tell for the connection of the town. Katie. Yeah. Katie. The only thing I can get for QR codes is for you already on top. When you look at those, you know how you see with those all in front of the beach. I mean, that's great as well. Yes, it's big. Cindy, do you need any help with this?
Where's your new bio?
I don't want to mix up your file.
Do you need any help with that?
Wordage.
Okay.
Don't forget on the very last page, there's a question. Question number 18. Thank you. You're welcome. That would definitely be.
Here's my new one.
Someone anonymous.
Did you want some help with this?
I ran an eyedropper here.
My manual actually introduced preschool yesterday. She's the first.
Thank you. I see Nicole too for my kids. And then I never see Nicole.
So based on the scoring sheet, it looks like everybody has completed this portion of the scoring. We're going to move to agenda item 1.4. This is a discussion and selection for the preschool primary instructional resources for pilot and a 60-day review. The committee will review overall findings and highlights of the preschool primary instructional resources, aiming to reach a consensus on the top 2 resources for pilot and a 60-day public review. As you evaluate each program, please refer to the evaluation rubric to identify their strengths or areas for improvement. Would anybody like to start by sharing the comments on specific resources? And this is referring back to the rubrics that were given back to you.
When I was scoring, I had a really hard time finding the criteria in Tools of the Mind. I did not think it was teacher friendly and organized.
Anybody else? Strengths and improvements.
And the opposite, I thought what was well organized, teacher friendly, thematic, had the homeschool connection, multi-sensory, Frog Street, and Ready to Advance. I did like how Tell came in a little bag. I thought that was kind of cool for a unit, but I didn't feel it had all the components of the other 2.
So I can kind of agree with you with the Tell. I noticed that it's more focused on the language and literacy. That's good, but we need a more well-rounded option for our kiddos. And language and literacy is a big thing for in the developmental preschool, because some of our students are nonverbal, and that's a good approach, but we also need to focus on other areas as well. And then Frog Street is for the positives for that one. Good homeschool connection, because we also need parents to know what we are providing, what services, what their child is learning, and Frog Street offers that. And then it does have all the areas that we would want to see in a curriculum that we are providing for our students.
Anyone else?
I really like the digital opportunities that Ready to Advance offers for teachers when they're in the classroom. I like that there was the opportunity for an e-pocket chart that we could have on the screen, 1, to make it bigger for all the kids to see, and then 2, in a developmental classroom, our kids like to put things in their mouths. And so this makes sure that the kids don't put any of those things in their mouths, and they have the opportunity to still be seeing it and using it. And it's really nice to have those opportunities.
Those are excellent insights. And if you have any experiences that you would like to share with us, because we are less familiar with some of those that you might be. Anybody else?
I'm sorry, my water bottle just fell, if you heard that. Okay, so back to what Miss Marissa said earlier about how kids put things in their mouth. Another thing that's really difficult, but I loved about Ready to Advance with the e-pocket, it's a nice way to teach kids how to appropriately use technology. Currently, a lot of the kids are very familiar with iPads and tablets, so they understand the idea of touching. But this gives it also something that could be interactive with something like our smart boards
and kind of get them into the routine of like, we ask you to touch and drag, and that's how something happens. And it's not something that they can be like, I don't want to do this because it's not the video I want to watch, or I want to skip 10 minutes ahead, 30 seconds back, 10 minutes ahead, 30 seconds back. It's really controlled by us, and it teaches the kids to like follow along to something that is interactive on the screen that wouldn't be so much something that they're preferring, but also something that we can also just like work with them for. Also, in the Frog Street one, because I really like that one too, they have a mascot. Which I know it sounds really silly, but the kids really do like puppets. And I think with them giving someone something like a frog and being a mascot, with these kids, it'll bring them more engagement. And that's something that's really difficult, especially for kids who are nonverbal or do have struggle with attention. You bring out the mascot, it kind of gives the same illusion of Elf on the Shelf, you know? So that's something that would be really nice.
I liked the Frog Street and Ready to Advance, that it had more flexibility, where we have half-day classes, 3 hours, and 4-day school weeks. These are made to be more flexible, to work with what we have, instead of, the typical all-day or 5-day week schedules. These are very easily adapted to what our schedule is compared to the others.
Okay, so it looks like we reached the end of comments. So we'll just go quickly over the scores and then come up to a consensus on the top two if needed. So as you look at the score sheet, Frog Street received 50.87 points. Tools of the Mind received 35.40 points. TEL received 39.60 points. And Ready to Advance received 50.60 points. It's apparent based on the score sheet that we have Frog Street and Ready to Advance with the highest scores. So we'll just need to make sure that we're all in agreement and vote. If you agree that Ready to Advance and Frog Street are your two top choices for preschool primary resource, please give thumbs up. Okay, we have all thumbs up, so this made it very easy. So I'm excited to announce that we are putting forward Frog Street and Ready to Advance to pilot and do the 60-day review. With that being said, we're moving to agenda item number 1.5, upcoming committee meetings. If you could please just share the timeline on the screen. You also have the printed copies on your table. So as you see here, we are now moving to the governing board meeting row. So this upcoming Monday. I will present Frog Street and Ready to Advance as our two top choices for the pilot and the 60-day review. And then our next meeting after that, when we are meeting, would be January 9th, right after the break. So this is our meeting number 3. And during the meeting number 3, we will have one of the vendors showcase their product and provide training for the teachers. And immediately after that, teachers will pilot that resource. So next time we're meeting will be January 9th, same place. Everybody's okay with that? Okay, so awesome. Excellent choices here. We finalized our process for the two top choices, and I would like to move to agenda item 1.6. And thank you everybody for taking your time again from your busy schedule to participate in our preschool primary resource committee, adoption committee. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I would like to adjourn the meeting at